Hey there guys, how you doing today? I hope you're doing finer than frog's hair. This is Grace of GB Maltese and I'm working on this gorgeous hummingbird garden from a Diamond Art Club. And I thought, while I'm working on this, and as you can see I've got quite a bit done in this area anyway. It's gorgeous. Look at that butterfly. I am just in love with this canvas. So I thought, hey, I'll do a whip and chat with this. Sorry, I've been kind of missing in action this week. I fought a toothache, got to the dentist, they checked it out, and they think it's a gum abscess. So we're going to find out. I've got some stuff that I am swishing, special mouthwash that I have to do 3 times a day. I have to squirt it in there with this little thing right into the top of that tooth and so on. And it is actually feeling better. I'm able to talk to you right now, and I'm not having to keep taking Advil every 6 hours and Tylenol in between for the breakthrough pain. So he'll just have to put a little, I don't know, maybe a filling or some type of thing at the top of that tooth to keep anything from getting off in there again. Because there's like a little hole or something. He was measuring it. I don't know. You know, dental talk. The dentist. I hate going to the dentist. I'm sorry, guys. I just, you know, I have had root canals. I mean, it's not that bad. It's just that it seems every time you gotta go, there are sharp objects involved into my mouth. Don't like it. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I go back to him. I don't remember if he said 2 weeks or whatever, so that he can decide what needs to happen. I'm hoping that's what it is. It's on my top molar at the back. And he said that if it is my tooth and I need a root canal, I will have to go to a special dentist who does root canals for the top teeth. He said root canals at the top, there are a lot more channels or something. I don't know. But I would still have to go somewhere else, to another specialized dentist that does just that, maybe. I don't know. So I'm just hoping it's just this little gum thing and I don't have to go somewhere else and get fiddled around with too much. I don't like my teeth messed with. I had braces when I was a kid. Gosh, I remember that stupid headgear. Lord have mercy. When I put that thing on, I only wore it at home. And I hated to wear it even then. And here's the reason. Here's some of the reasons why. My brothers. Especially my brother Greg. He's the second to the oldest. My brother Daryl passed away. It's been a little over 2 years now. Gosh, I miss him. But when I have to wear that headgear, they'd tell me they were going to hook me up to a plow. And they were going to plow the back 40. Yeah, they're going to use me as, you know, a mule or something. Like, thanks. I didn't say anything. What's the use? You know, what you gonna say? It looks like you're wearing a harness there in your head. Yeah, having older brothers is sometimes hard. I'm sure younger brothers may not be much better. I do have a younger sister. We had to stick up for each other so that we could, you know, survive. Thank the Lord. I had a younger sister. We're still close today. We had to stick together to protect each other. Especially from that Greg. Oh my goodness. He was something else. He thought he was being funny, but I didn't find it funny at all. Well, let me tell you about my little trip to the dentist. That was day before yesterday. So I went, and I went in there, and they took some x-rays that area of my mouth. And he came in and looked. He kind of poked around, and he said, "Is that hurting?" And I said, "Well, I have a high tolerance for pain." It did hurt a little bit, of course. You know, if somebody's poking around in a sore area, it's going to hurt a little bit. But I knew I needed to let him check it out good. So that's what he found out. And he showed me how to, he got, oh, these are silicone release sheets. I get the big ones. They're shiny on one side. And that's what goes down. So I can actually lay my hands down while I'm diamond painting. Parchment, non-stick. Now make sure it's non-stick parchment paper will work also. And see, I can lay my tray down here, everything. Keep right on going. And that's what I do. And I work over the whole canvas. I don't have to do little tiny spots at one time. I do it all. Open it up. I've got it about halfway open. So anyway, he was poking around doing his thing. He was very nice though. I changed. I'd never been to this guy before because the last one I went to, I had to have a tooth pulled. I'd actually had a root canal done on that tooth. Well, it was starting to hurt and give me problems. So they went to pull it, and he started to tug on that sucker before it was numb. Like, ah! You know, they got your mouth. Now they have those plastic things to keep your mouth wide open. So you can't say anything. You're going, He said, and they expect you to talk that way. Okay, I'm trying to say my tooth isn't numb. Well, somehow I think he took it out or whatever, and he gave me another shot. So we got it. Then comes that little plastic thing in again, which I guess is a good thing, in that they don't have to keep telling you, open wide. You need to open wider. Now they just got you like that. But you know what? The only thing that's bad about that is if they start messing around and hurting you, you can't bite them now. That's probably why they started doing that. Because my sister, when she was younger, they had to fill a tooth. And he told her that he would give her the shot and he was going to count, I forget to what, 5 or 8. Well, he was counting. He got to that number. She bit him. He goes, oh. He said, well, that was my fault. I did get to that number and I was still messing around. He was a really nice dentist. I mean, you know, that's pretty nice when you got some little bratty kid biting on you. She bit him. I thought that was hilarious. I've never bit the dentist before. Haven't had a need to yet. I don't know what might happen in the future, though. So, the dentist office, to me, is not nearly as bad as waiting in the doctor's office, the medical doctor. I went for my yearly checkup back in December. So, this is the part that's really gets to me. You'll have to tell me if it's like this where you go. Okay, I get... before I go, you know, you've brushed your teeth. I always go to the bathroom because, you know, you don't want to be sitting there uncomfortable and thinking, oh, I gotta pee every, you know, as soon as you get there. Well, when I got there, and this has happened one other time before. As soon as I got there, okay, I sit there for maybe 5 minutes, and they say, well, we're going to go ahead and do your lab work first. You know, that gives the doctor, I guess, a chance to go through and visit with other patients. So the first thing they do is hand me a cup to go pee in. And I tell them, I said, hey, I just went before I came. I don't think I can get anything. And they said, we just need a little bitty bit. I'm like, okay. And actually, since this has happened to me before, I went to the bathroom probably 30 minutes or longer before I went to the doctor, thinking, I'm ready for him this time. They give me that cup, I'll be ready to pee. And no, I wasn't. I cannot just pee on command. I'm sorry, but it just doesn't work that way. Probably not for most people. So, they hand me the cup, and okay, the lab area is just a real small little place, and there are chairs lined against the wall. And right there, across from there, is the bathroom, with the door just shut. And all you're thinking, at least I'm thinking, is, man, I wonder how much they can hear in here. Thank God there's a door, though, huh? So, I go in there, and I get that, that little cup that I'm supposed to pee in. I mean, come on, give us like one of those hats to put in the toilet. So when I can just, sit down or crouch over it, and then I can catch the pee. Because once you start peeing, you're running around, trying to catch the pee. Because it doesn't just come in a little stream. At least mine doesn't. I don't know. Maybe you have the perfect peer. I don't know. But anyway, I get there, and on the door there are instructions saying to catch the pee, start peeing and catch it in midstream for the best results. Well, I'm thinking to myself, I don't even need to pee. There ain't going to be any midstream catching of the waters. So, I sit down, I raise the lid so I can kind of crouch over that area and give myself some room to hold that cup, And I start to pee, and I'm going around trying to catch it in that little cup. Give me something bigger to aim at. Give me a pot. Okay, so I get just a teeny tiny bit out, and I caught just a teeny tiny, not even enough probably to fill a thimble. So I turned the water on in the sink, thinking, if I listen to water running, maybe that'll, help me. No. My bladder, I think, just was having spasms, saying, they ain't playing that trick. You can't play that trick on me. I don't have any more water. I don't need to go anymore. So, they have a little door that's built into the wall. Just a little bitty door that you open up and put your little sample in there, your sample cup. Well, before I do that, of course, I wipe everything down. I can't believe they have to put a sign, wash your hands. Yeah, I mean, who in the right mind is, because you're going to usually get maybe some on yourself. Yeah, I'm going to be using soap and water and anything else that they might have in there to clean myself. But I also wipe the cup off just to make sure there's nothing on it. Because I want to be clean with everything I do. And that was the most pitiful sample I've ever seen in my life. I was almost embarrassed to put it in there. I put it in there. I said, I'm sorry. That's all I could do. Oh, that's okay. So, who knows? Who knows if I had enough in there. But, I did get a urine sample back. Maybe it was mine. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But then after that, it is time to draw the blood. I always drink a bottle of water before I go to try to keep my, blood from being too thick or whatever. And that always seems to do the trick for me. And I thought it would do the trick for having to go to the bathroom. Well, getting the blood, no problem. I have pretty easy veins, okay? So we get that. Not a problem with that. That came right on out. It's a good thing that they don't have to worry about my my bladder to get the blood out. Because it was closed for business at that point in time. So have any of you ever had to do that? You, as soon as you walk in there, they're handing you this little cup to pee in. And, most people relieve themselves before they go to the doctor's office. So, I guess next time, maybe I should just ask them, hey, would you just send a cup home with me for the next time? And I'll bring you the pee from my house. Then we wouldn't have a problem, because as soon as I got up, you know, because you fasted all night, and all that kind of crap. So, yeah. Just wondered, but that always gets me. And they used to not do that. At one time, you know, they'd keep you back there for so long, you felt like you were going to pee on yourself. So I guess maybe some people maybe had an accident. I don't know. I don't know what made them start doing it this way. But is your doctor's office like that? Do you have to pee in a cup as soon as you get there? Just not a good idea for all of us. Maybe I'll just have to wait even longer before I pee, before my next annual appointment. And then another thing, you walk into their office and it is full of people. Have you ever noticed that when you're sitting there, sometimes you see people going in and going in and going in, but you never see anyone coming out? I'm thinking, what are they doing to those people? Where did they go? Where did they put them? Maybe they've got them standing in line to pee in a cup. I don't know. But once they get you back there, they call your name and you're like, hallelujah! I'm going to see the doctor. And then they put you in a room. The doctor will be in to see you in a few minutes. And then 30 minutes later, here they come. That's also another treat, isn't it? You get to sit in there and you're thinking, oh, any minute they're going to come in here. Yeah, sit in one of those little gowns when you're having to have your complete full physical. It's real comfortable. You can't even get up to go do anything. So, yeah, I hate going. Okay, now I have medication that I have to see the doctor every 3 months. Well, I've started doing the virtual call things. So, this last time, it was just this week, either the nurse or the secretary, whoever, calls, and they ask me questions. Everything going okay? Blah, 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 blah. How's you doing? How are you doing on the medication? And you answer all those questions, and then they say, okay, I'm going to send you a link, because I have an Android. I don't know if it's different for an iPhone. They text me a link, and then I click on that link, and it puts me into a waiting room. Yes, I'm in a waiting room at my house. Okay, I've done this several times, and normally she comes on there. You know, the doctor is on there in 5-10 minutes. This time, it had been almost an hour. Well, I saw that I was not doing this by phone. It was online. So I called them on my phone while I'm sitting there in the waiting room. And nobody picked up. So I left a message. I said, told them my name. They wanted my phone number, birth date. And I said, I have been waiting to speak to so-and-so for almost an hour. And I'm still sitting here waiting. I have not hung up. Okay. Well, as I did that, the waiting room thing closed. So I don't know if they closed it or what. But within less than 5 minutes, I got a call from the doctor. And she said, I'm so sorry. Well, no, she didn't even say she was sorry. She got me hooked back up to see the online thing. And she was frozen on the screen. We couldn't talk. So she called me on the phone and we did it that way. And we were done in just, you know, a couple of minutes. Isn't that just charming? I mean, you're thinking to yourself why you're online, because when they come online, they're going to see what you're doing. And I was really, at this point, I wish I was having to have a urine sample at that point. I was needing to go to the bathroom. I mean, it was like, it's going to be a waterfall. Because you never know when they're going to come on there. And so I just waited and waited and waited. I finally said, with this, I went in there and I figured, you know, she's seen all my parts anyway. But she didn't call at that point. And there's not a lot you can do. You can't call anyone on your phone. I needed to keep it where I could hear if they came on, so that, you know, I couldn't be fixing something in the kitchen, because, I mean, it was getting close to noon. I want to fix something for lunch, because I couldn't have the water running. I need to make sure, because it doesn't ring. She just comes on. Have any of you done that? I mean, it's very convenient. I love it. But this time was awful. Have any of you had that problem? I don't know. That's the first time that's ever been a problem. Thinking, they've forgotten about me. They're probably all gone out to lunch, because I waited till right about 12 o'clock. They called me first. It was around 11 or maybe before. So, yeah, I was on there a long time. I was petting my dog, petting Bogey. He was so happy. And I tried doing a few other things, but I had to keep checking my phone. Are they going to be on there? Are they coming? Did I lose connection? You know, why aren't they calling me? So finally, we get it taken care of, and it's all done in just a matter of minutes. That's all it needed. I mean, she knows my voice. Anyway, that's the story I've had about the doctor and the dentist recently. And I just thought I'd share. And now I'm going to share a few crazy driving laws with you. Because who doesn't like to hear about what they want to do to you while you're driving? Now, I'm guessing that some of these things are still on the books, but they just don't enforce them. They need to take a look at it, because it would be terrible if they decided, hey, that is on the book, so, you know, I don't like you, so I'm gonna enforce it. Because listen to this one. In some U.S. states, and some examples are Florida and California, a motorist can be cited for driving below the speed limit. Now, I think that might actually be a thing. Because that can be dangerous if you're going too much below the speed limit if you're on the highway, because here in Texas, on a lot of the highways, it's 75 miles per hour. But most people are doing 90. So it's like you're standing still if you're doing 75. So if you're doing less than 75, you are really in trouble of getting back-ended if someone comes over a hill real fast. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know. In the state of California, this is weird. No vehicle without a driver, okay, without a driver, may exceed 60 miles per hour. Now, maybe that makes sense now in the age of self-driving cars, but these were made before. Why would they even let a car be going 5 miles per hour with no driver? I mean, really. Doesn't make sense. Maybe they were having in mind that this was going to be a thing in the future. I don't know. But yeah, if there's no driver, there's no driver, do not go over 60 miles an hour. Lord help us. If I see a car going down the road without a driver, they do tell you, even if you have a self-driving car, don't be sitting in the back seat, taking a nap. That could be very dangerous. You need to be very aware of what's going on, because if you're like me, I don't know if I trust that. It's a motor. It could give out, okay? In Illinois, it is legally stipulated that a car must be driven with the steering wheel. Oh, darn it. I'm going to have to take the reins that I'm using off of mine. Yeah, I pretend like I'm doing a wagon train. Oh, yeah, right, left, right, left. Right. So, just make sure you're using the steering wheel. Now, that is in Illinois, so I don't know if that's true everywhere. I might still could get me some reins and pretend like, yeehaw! Let's go. Now, in the state of Indiana, this is for you who are riding horses. In the state of Indiana, you cannot ride a horse more than 10 miles per hour on any city street. Okay? If you're on your horse, you're on the streets in the city, do not go more than 10 miles an hour. I think that might be a little dangerous these days. I think that law is probably been there for quite some time. I don't know. In New York City, you can receive a $350 fine if you honk your horn. Okay. Now, if someone's is ready to pull right out in front of you, and you're honking your horn to, you know, save yourself from being in a crash, surely that does not pertain. Now, if you're just going and being stupid, you know, let's get them all, scare them on that street. So, I don't know. Just don't be honking them horns. But when you have your car inspected, I don't know if that's in Florida or not. I mean, in New York, your horn has to be working or you don't get a state inspection sticker. I don't know. Maybe that's not... If you're from New York, let me know about that. Do they check your horn when you're getting a state inspection sticker? Ask them about that law. Hey, there's a law that says we can't honk the horn. I don't know. Really strange, but I'm guessing that was maybe during the time when there were horses and it scared them. I don't know. Something. It's illegal to do U-turns in Richardson, Texas. Well, okay. It's illegal to do U-turns in a lot of places, but I see people doing it anyway. You've seen those signs, do not, and it's got the little U. Oh, but don't do it in Richardson, Texas. That's south of Houston. So, I'm not there. Now, in Youngstown, Ohio, it is illegal to run out of gas. Ooh. Well, you know, that's a tough law, because, you know, if you're, you know, speedometers and, you know, all your gauges aren't working, you might not know if you're almost out of gas. I don't know. I don't know. This next one. Now, this next one, I know it's not true here in Texas. Because in Grants Pass, Oregon, it is illegal to pump your own gas. You can receive a ticket of $1,000. Well, pretty much everywhere I go, I see people putting their own gas in there. And if you didn't, you'd be sitting there from here till Kingdom Come, because there's nobody there to put gas in your car. So that surely is an old law, unless in Grants Pass, Oregon, they still have, you know, the guys there that will gas your car up for you. But shoot, I've been gassing my own car for years. Nobody there to pump your gas. It's not like in the days bygone era. They don't do that. Okay. If you drink and drive, do not do it in San Salvador. That's all I can tell you, because drunk drivers can be punished by death before a firing squad. Well, so much for second chances. But a person definitely should not be drinking and driving. If you're going to drink, you need to have a designated driver, or plan on staying at a friend's house if you're at a party or whatever. It is very dangerous, because I do know someone who was killed by a drunk driver. That's devastating. So, but man, oof, for a firing squad. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see what else we got on driving rules. In Saudi, this doesn't surprise me. In Saudi Arabia, women are not allowed to drive cars. Now that may have changed in these days. I don't know if there's anyone that has lived in Saudi Arabia or been there or is living there. Let me know. Are women allowed to drive cars in Saudi Arabia? I could do a Google search, but I can't do it right this minute. I may have to look that one up. But it wouldn't surprise me because women aren't allowed to do a lot of things in some of those countries. Sad. But we should feel blessed to live where we do. I know we hear a lot of people complaining about our country, but hey, we've got it better than most places. Okay, it's illegal to shave while driving in the state of Massachusetts. Well, that's good. Now, is that just shaving your beard, or can you shave your legs? Oh, I'm sorry. But, yeah, don't be shaving while you're driving. And don't be... I wonder if there's one for makeup, too. You know, you see them putting their makeup on. You know, they're running late, and they want to look good. But don't want to have an accident, because you really aren't going to look good then. Now, in Oklahoma, tissues are not to be found in the back of one's car. Don't be nasty. Don't blow your nose and just throw it off in the back seat. Even if, you know, you can use those little shopping bags and, you know, keep them for that sort of thing and then tie it up and throw it away when you get to your destination or whatever. Just don't be throwing them snot rags out there in the back seat. Don't be throwing it in my front seat either. So I guess it's okay if you put it in the front seat? Well, okay, whatever. It just says in the back seat. Well, it doesn't say that about used tissues. It just says no tissues are to be found in the back of one's car. Oh, maybe they're afraid you're going to lean back there to grab it. I don't know. I took it the wrong way because why couldn't you have tissues? I don't know. Weird. Doesn't make sense to me. In the state of Oregon, you're going to be pretty safe there because drivers must yield to pedestrians who are standing on the sidewalk. So even if you're just standing there, they have to yield to you. I guess you go, oh, I'm just standing here. Y'all can move on. I'm not going to cross. Go on. Okay. So, some of these, I don't know. Very interesting. In the state of Oregon, now I know this is an old one, babies may not be carried on the running board of cars. Okay. Now, yeah, you can have running, you know, those side things on trucks and things to help you get up into the truck. But I think they're talking about something else. But don't be standing there holding a baby, okay? Don't carry your baby on the running boards of the car. That could be deemed quite dangerous. I can't imagine someone doing that. Maybe, I don't know. I would be terrified of dropping my baby. Just not a good idea. In Zimbabwe, citizens may not make offensive gestures at passing motorcades. Well, we know that that's not a law here. At least in Zimbabwe, they have some class. Don't be shooting the birdie at anybody. Don't be flipping them off just because you don't like them. Keep it to yourself. Yeah, over here in the United States, I see people flipping people off all the time. It doesn't have to be a motorcade. It's just all the time. You know what's scary is the road rage that's going on these days. People get uptight over the smallest things. I mean, we got to settle down. We don't know what's going on with the person that's driving. Maybe they're feeling sick or something. We need to not just jump on people because we don't like that they're keeping us too long. In Israel, you cannot ride a bicycle without a license. Interesting. I don't know if that's true. But at one time, I guess it was. Maybe there were people riding bicycles who were running over other people or falling off of them. So maybe you have to pass some kind of a test to prove that you are safe on that bicycle. I don't know. But, yeah. Interesting. In Germany, it is illegal for your car to run out of gas on the Autobahn. Well, I can imagine that because there's no speed limit on the Autobahn. And that could be very dangerous. To be sitting there running out of gas and people going by, 100 miles an hour or more. Yeah, you better make sure you got a full tank. I can see where that would be very dangerous. I don't think I would want to drive on the Autobahn. I mean, some people here, I think that they're on the Autobahn when they get on the highway because they set their own speed limit, I think. Oh, it says 75. I'm going to do about 95. Yeah. It's real safe out there when you're driving around people like that. Let's see. Let me do one more. Oh, okay. This is interesting. In the small town of Whitehall, Montana, it is against the law to operate a vehicle with ice picks attached to the wheels. Don't be putting the ice picks in your tires, people. Okay? Don't attach them to those wheels. That could be really dangerous. You get too close to someone else's car. Because I'm thinking of the wheels, not the tires. The thing the tires are attached to. If you got too close to somebody, you'd pop everybody's wheel you came in touch with. Interesting. I guess they may have had a problem with that. But that's just a little weird. I've got a story to tell that has to do with, it doesn't have to do with any laws, but it was funny when it happened. This was when I was a kid. I don't remember how old I was. I mean, I was probably a young teenager. We were all going on a trip, and my dad, when we took trips, we very seldom stopped. I mean, you better get your butt ready. Your butt better be made out of a rubber ball or something. Because you were going to sit there forever and ever and ever. Because we drive on and on. Well, he had to stop to get some gas. And while he was getting the gas, he was going to put some air in the tires. And he picked up the hose. And he was playing around with it, messing with the knobs. And we're sitting in the car. Me, my sister, my two brothers, and my mom. And he hadn't picked up the air hose. Oh, no. He had picked up the water hose. And he had it facing up. And it was spraying this poor man in his face. He had a suit on. It was terrible. I was laughing so hard, though. I felt so bad for the man, but what was so funny is when my dad finally realized it, he's like, oh, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. And we were laughing so hard in the car. And let me tell you, you better not let my daddy find you laughing at something he's done. No, he's one of those that doesn't make mistakes. So, I thought that was pretty funny. I did feel sorry for the guy who got wet, but he was so nice. He didn't get upset. Now that's what I try. Now, if these days, if you did that to somebody, they'd probably shoot you. But yeah, the guy was so nice. He said, "No, it's no problem. It'll dry." It was just. Thank God I haven't done anything like that yet. Hey, things like that could still happen. But I normally don't look at those hoses because I have no idea what to do with them anyway. So that would just, I'd have to ask somebody. Or I wouldn't be putting air in my tires. My husband would have to do that before I go somewhere. Anyway, I'm going to let you go for now. I hope that you're having a super day, night, evening, whatever it may be. You guys take care. I love you. God bless you. And I'll see you next time. Bye. God bless.